Hello and welcome. Are you ready to play? Do you think you have what it takes? Because we're jumping into Game Over. More specifically, Spy Kids 3D Game Over.
Spy Kids 3D Game Over.
Spy Kids 3D Game Over was released in 2003, so exactly another year or so after the second one. And this one is completely terrible train wreck. Because we are going with the 3D effects. 3D has been around for a really long time, but it comes in trends and it comes in waves when people use 3D. And this was one of the first films in the beginning of our early 2000s 3D trend again. We've had a couple of films in 3D and now it's a lot more common use, but it was just starting out again. And they were trying to show that you could use a lot of effects with the CGI and make it a lot more intense and make it a normal movie-going experience, and it's stupid. Again, we have a very phenomenal cast. Alexa Vega is barely in it. This is Daryl Sabara's main role. He's in it the most, and it goes along with the plot, which we'll talk about in a second. We also have Salma Hayek, George Clooney, and Sylvester Stallone. Like, all of these people are huge names for a kids film. Besides, we have appearances by Antonio Banderas and Danny Trejo and Cheech Marin and Alan Cumming. Everyone, every single person is back. Steve Buscemi, every single person is back. Emily Osment, everyone. Honestly, they literally have such a minimal plot line and they just rely on 3D effects. There are so many times that this stupid movie literally pauses and looks directly into the camera to show off its 3D effects.
Glasses, quick. Put on these glasses and you'll enter the world of the game.
Come and get me, Gramps. What's he gonna do?
Send in the Tinker Toys.
You have to go to me first. Game Boy. Now.
I have a butterfly on my hand. It's gonna fly over to you now because I'm looking straight at you. It's your effect. And then we're gonna continue on with the plot. This movie continues on where the last one left off. Juni has retired from the Spy Kids and he is off by himself, living life as he can and not seeing his parents or his sister in over a couple of years because they're too busy fighting spy missions. So he's just on himself, by himself, a lone wolf. And he ends up getting a visit from Gertie Giggles, Emily Osment's character, to check up on him and see how he's doing.
Where's Mom and Dad?
On an assignment. It was my idea not to be part of the family business.
They're all on missions. Your sister too, huh?
I haven't seen Carmen since Christmas last year.
Before she flies away with her pigtails, they end up calling him in, even though he doesn't want to be a spy, because his sister went missing and it's his mission to save his sister and to shut down this game.
What do you know about a video game called Game Over?
I know that just about every kid in the world is gonna sign on and play it.
Not if we can help it. The game is a trap.
Once plugged into the game, parents won't even be able to get their children's attention.
What else is new?
This is different. Once you get through the game, your mind belongs to the toy maker.
The game is called Game Over and it's run by the toy maker that's played by Sylvester Stallone. And it is an interesting concept. I know during the time a lot of games were really a big deal, and this is when video games were becoming really mainstream. They already were mainstream, but this is when they were starting to get really great effects and visually pleasing compared to the pixels that we had in the 80s. and 90s even, we've had amazing graphics now. And so you basically are visual reality in the game, and you have to go from level 1 to level 5 in order to win, but level 5 isn't winnable because that's when the toy maker is trapping these kids in this game.
You'll have to start on level 1 like everyone else. Find your sister on level 4, then proceed to level 5.
Which is unwinnable.
Level 5 is unwinnable?
Level 5 is where you shut down the game.
That's basically the whole gist of it. And first of all, the fact that Carmen is missing and she's stuck on level 4 somewhere and he has to find her. Judy is already such a whiny kid anyways, and he hasn't lost any of his whininess. This is one thing I'll say overall for the Spy Kid films, is the female empowerment that they give to these characters is awesome. But in return, they make these kids, these boys specifically, really weak. And they don't have any redeeming qualities, and I don't know how he's the Spy Kid of the Year or anything like that when he whines all the time. And you're also a 10-year-old boy. You think you would understand how to play a video game? I know it's a little bit of a stereotype, but at the same time, that's what majority of boys do, is play video games and at least understand competitiveness. This stupid idiot thinks that these kids that are in the game with him that he meets up with, that want to win the game, think that they're just going to help him without trying to win this game. Boy, why don't you understand here? No one's gonna help you with a video game. Everyone is competitive. Even if they don't say they're competitive, they are competitive. And they are lying to you if they're gonna help. So why are you trusting them? You stupid.
You're the guy. I'm the who? The guy. The guy from the poster. That guy.
After some battles, they do start to believe that Junie is this guy. And this guy is basically the main player of the game. The player that's supposed to lead you to riches and help you win. They follow his lead, but we find out later on that the actual guy is played by Elijah Wood.
Whoa, oh, hey everyone. I'm Elijah.
Hi, Elijah!
I want to show you how to do my dancey dance. We're all going to learn it together. It's called the Puppet Master.
And he's only in the movie for like 2 seconds and then he dies.
I am.
And you are?
I'm the guy.
It's not even a legit spoiler because he's literally just here for 2 seconds. He pops in, pops out, that's it. That's the end. We also have our girl lead, Demetra, who actually is really cool, and I did appreciate her. And like I said, it's really cool female empowerment. I do appreciate this role reversal to an extent, that the girls are the best and they are so strong and powerful and the guys are weak, but I feel like you can make them work together and not make the guys so wimpy, because it's really stupid. And you can't just like raise one gender up and then lower the other one. It's still not equality. You just make them both awesome and have different strengths and weaknesses in either or.
Junie, who is this? This is Demetra, my girlfriend, my friend. I'm his girlfriend.
I don't know why they keep giving him crushes in every single movie. The second one he had a crush on the president's daughter. This one he has a crush on Demetra, and she's back to him. And I don't understand, because he's not anything great. No, there's nothing good about him. They end up finding Carmen and they end up being able to battle the toy maker with the help of his grandpa. I forgot to mention that too. So Judy, because he's not good at video games, but you're a 10-year-old boy, you should be good at video games, doesn't know how to play video games, he calls in his grandfather because he figures since he's paralyzed from the waist down in a wheelchair that he's gonna have amazing mind strength, which it makes sense, I'll give you that. And it turns out that the toy maker and the grandfather had some previous business 30 years ago. And so they think that the grandfather is going to take revenge on his toy maker and set him free. Whereas at the end, they battle it out and the grandfather just tells the toy maker that he forgives him for making him paralyzed.
But I've only been searching for you so I could tell you that I forgive you.
Because that's what he did. Who the heck would do that? No! Oh, and then there's this gigantic battle at the end too with these virtual reality robots that they literally call every single person in from every one of the films to help them fight. And they just throw these 3D glasses at them because that's your cue, by the way, throughout this entire movie. To know when it's 3D, you put 3D glasses on, and the characters have the 3D glasses on themselves.
Robot children! Take them down!
Stinky Winks!
Somebody ring the Dinkster!
I can't take it. It's so cheesy, it's so bad, it's so cringy, and it was just terrible. They relied too hard on these stupid 3D effects, and it's ridiculous, and it doesn't make sense, and it just was cringe-worthy all the time. It was more cringe than it was enjoyable. There is a Forced Spy Kids film that came out in 2011, but that one was after the company split up between Miramax and Dimension Films. So that one is no longer under Walt Disney Company, so we don't have to watch it, and I'm so glad. It stars Joel McHale, and I love Joel McHale, so I'm not sure how that's gonna go, but we're gonna continue on with one more of our Rodriguez films before we move on to other series within our month. And that's The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. So stay tuned, and as always, I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you real soon.